at least see one bonus. Like, this is just so stupid.
Просто лучшему человеку на свете, блядь, достается такая терпение ебаная. Просто это пиздец, нахуй. Который своим умом никогда не оставит себя в обиде, нахуй, просто. Но вот такая тварь мне достается, которая манипулирует системой как хочет и ломает, блядь, просто мне мораль ноль. По желанию. Это просто пиздец. Классно. Классно. Классно.
I'm like this game's last client. Like, please, man, respect it. There's some loyalty a little bit. Okay, 3-6 somehow. Oh my god, just 6? 3 spins for 6, that's it. Not 7, you moron. Dude, fuck off. Ain't no way, dude.
Секрет победы? Не допускать обезвоживания.
Oh, Clouds win. What are we doing here, man? He's gonna do it. 1, 2, 6.
Существо, конечно, маленькое, зато такое милое.
Hold on. Maybe right here? Yo, any fucking
Тебя
cloud
не
is...
остановить.
I mean, dude.
Потрясающая победа!
Okay, do it. Somehow, get us in there. There you go, just fucking a 1, 5, 7. It cannot be that hard. Showing all the signs of life here now. Come on. That's a payback seat, I think.
О, все идет прекрасно.
Now? You're just doing nothing. There you go, good start.
Я уже несу напитки.
Good start. Keep it up, come on. More clouds.
Улучшаем таверну.
Clouds. Clouders.
О, стоим, не расходимся.
Bro, these stars that are decent and then just straight die is just annoying me. Oh, 6-7 looking. Bruh. Good, cloud early is good. Good. Early 7 would be really nice though. Get it out of the way.
Тебя не остановить.
Hey, surely, right? No way to go straight dry like this. Good one, just annoying me.
Секрет
Good fucking
победы.
start.
Не допускать обезвоживания.
1-3. Good. Hey, yo, good molten on this board, too. I mean, not really, but still.
Потому что я...
I'm actually gonna snap. This is crazy bad.
Вот и золото!
Ну,
Dude, huh? Clouds removed somehow. Dude, it's draining at lower bet size. Like, what? We already had those ones though. We won't take it though. What the?
Остыньте, я уже несу напитки.
Wait, how is that not more than million then? I mean, where's the bonus though? Straight up. I mean, I don't really get it. I mean, the crowd needs to appear like now.
У тебя триплет!
Like, clouds win, dude. Holy shit. What the fuck is happening with this game? There you go. My god. Just fucking 3-4. So easy. There you go. Just 3 wins. Just 3. It's the easiest one in the game. It's the easiest one in the game. I don't even know.
I have no doubt most of you have noticed over the last 10 or 11 months I've been a lot happier. Glowing, really, radiant. You can tell probably just from my voice alone and this striking smile. So what is the secret to this newfound happiness of mine? The one trick doctors don't want you to know? I haven't been online as much. I've been going outside far more frequently, spending time in the real world. And as such, I'm sure many of you have noticed over the last 10 or 11 months, internet drama hasn't been a huge focal point of the channel because I haven't seen a whole bunch of it. I haven't kept up with the vast majority of it. And of course, occasionally I've still dipped my tootsies in some of it, like if there's something particularly wacky going on, and I still cover like news and crazy shit going on with aliens and all of that kind of thing, or if there's like a really cringe, prankster that got arrested or something, I'll still talk about that. But it's not like a fixation for me like it used to be over the last few years where I was covering any and all internet creator space hoopla. And I want to keep it that way. I'm having a lot more fun not doing that. That being said, there is something that has unfolded here that's like the John Wick killing the dog moment that's bringing me back just very
Я не знаю, нахуй. Я не знаю, нахуй. Просто я не знаю. Насколько, блядь, просто мне ломают роллы, нахуй. У чел скилл чек, блядь, пару роллов. Сделать один ролл, сразу же идеальная карта, нахуй. Просто классно. Я не могу никогда получить карту. Просто в роле. Просто мне на похуй дали одну карту, относительно которой я ничего не могу получить. Просто ничего. Просто на протяжении тысячелетий. Чел уже на этот ход бы нарисовали full сетап на демонах. У меня одна карта относительно демонов и full разброс в роллах. Рероллы не работает, ничего не работает, никакие кнопки не работают. Просто классно. Против меня офкорс ставит 6-ю таверну, карты уже золотые на похуй. Когда мне это не позволяет делать, вон 24 хп. У меня бы осталось сейчас 9, и на похуй меня бы опять в ту же ситуацию загнали в топ-8, просто на похуй. Сейчас, ну, просто классно. Просто одни цунгванги ебаные. Просто как не сыграй один цунгванг. Просто на похуй. Хуярят. Почувствую. Просто кривые роллы. Все криво нахуй. Просто классно. В чем прикол, блять? Вообще просто классно. Нет ничего с Таэ'thelan. Прекрасно. Просто прекрасно. Но повторяется хотя бы. Повторяется. Но с чем? Не с чем, блядь, даже повторить толком. Я-то нету, of course, просто классно. Который мне предлагали на 5 маны. Вместо этого я реролю, чтобы найти кор-карты, нахуй. Просто 0 кор-карт. Просто замечательно. Мог не брать, когда у меня уже и так есть мой рук. Просто цирк ебаный. Просто пиздец ебаный, нахуй. Просто пиздец. Просто ебаный цирк.
It's about exactly what you would expect. Here we go.
Oh, fake news CNN?
Все идет прекрасно.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Wait till you hear this question.
Thank you, sir.
You should really say how great our soldiers and our warriors are.
I think everyone appreciates our soldiers and our warriors. I do have two questions for you, Mr. President. You just cited Israeli intelligence on these attacks. Earlier, you said U.S. intelligence was inconclusive. Are you relying on Israeli intelligence for your assessment of the impact of the strikes?
No, this is also Iran made the statement. And it's also, if you read the document that was given, that Pete can talk about if you'd like, the document said it could be very severe damage, but they didn't take that. They said it could be limited or it could be very severe. They really didn't know, other than to say it could be limited or it could be very, very severe.
So it was taken out of context. And it was basically a statement of unsurety or unsureness rather than a statement condemning it or saying that it fucked up. Oh, okay. Wow. So they actually did just totally misrepresent it. There's a range of outcomes. Yeah, that's crazy. Well, they need to get this guy.
You didn't choose to put that because it was very early after. Since then, we've collected additional intelligence. We've also spoken to people who have seen the site, and the site is obliterated. And we think everything nuclear is down there. They didn't take it out. Okay, question? Please, go ahead.
Oh.
Go ahead. Yeah. Blue dress.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Yesterday, you said China can now continue to purchase oil from Iran.
Yeah.
Are you giving up on your maximum pressure campaign? Because there
With
are
who?
sanctions right now
With who?
on Iran.
No, look, they just had a war. The war was fought. They fought it bravely. I'm not giving up. They're in the oil business. I mean, I could stop it if I wanted. I could sell China the oil myself. I don't want to do that.
No, это
They're
сейчас
going to need money
специально
to put that country back into shape. We want to see that happen. Would it? No. If they're going to sell oil, they're going to.
He is like, I mean, bro, basically the same. He on that tangerine shit right now.
Sell oil. We're not
No,
taking over
that's
the oil.
true.
We could have, you know. I used to say with Iraq, keep the oil. I could say it here too. We could have kept the oil. No,
Hell, make
China.
them poor. No, I mean, I think like, I mean, if you starve them out, I mean, I think if you do that, it's just going to create more trouble. And also, this is the issue: is that if people can't get anything out of capitulating to you, they won't capitulate to you. So if surrender just means a slow death, most people won't accept that. So you have to give somebody something in order to make them stop doing something. It's just being reasonable, right? Hungry dog lashes out. Yeah, you have to give people an out.
Is going to want to buy oil. They can buy it from us. They
Germany
can buy it
after
from
World
other
War I?
people.
Yeah, how'd that turn out? Not
but
so good.
You're going to have to put that country back into shape. It desperately needs money. Yeah.
Mr. President.
Yeah, please. Here we go. I'm picking the beauties today.
Oh my God.
Go ahead.
Mr. President, Secretary General Rutte has described President Putin as an adversary, a threat, an enemy. Do you view him the same way? And in addition to that, you mentioned General Kane, your chief of staff, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
General Kane.
Yes, he has said that Mr. Putin has territorial ambitions beyond Ukraine. Do you view that in the same way?
Possible. I mean, it's possible. I know one thing. He'd like to settle. He'd like to get out of this thing. It's a mess for him. He called the other day. He said, "Can I help you with Iran?" I said, "No, you can help me with Russia." Because, you know, in the last few weeks, we took care of India and Pakistan, Kosovo, Serbia. I think on Friday we have coming in, the Congo is coming in, and Rwanda is coming in. That was a vicious war that went on. A machine.
This is some world police shit. How the fuck do you do all of that in 2 weeks?
Machete war, heads chopped off all over Africa. They're coming in. We did 2 others in addition to that.
The Nobel
Nobody's
Prize?
ever done
Yeah.
anything like this. No, I consider him a person that's, I think, been misguided. I'm very surprised, actually. I thought we would have had that settled easy. I've settled 4 of them in the meantime. But he did call up and he said, you know, he's close to Iran. He'd like to help us get a settlement. I said, no. You help me get a settlement with Russia. And I think we're going to be doing that too. Yeah.
I'm Steve Doocy.
Man, and so anyway, Peacemaker in Chief. Yeah, so I mean, these are actually, I mean, I'm actually kind of surprised. These are kind of good answers. Yeah.
About your goals for NATO and Article 5 today.
We're with them all the way.
Yeah, these aren't even bad.
If you take a look at the numbers, we're with them, and they're very big things to announce today. I don't know if you've taken the vote or you're going to take the vote, but I've
This
been
is it,
asking
right?
them to go up to 5% for a number of years, and they're going up to 5%, and that's a big, from 2%. And a lot of people didn't even pay the 2%. So I think that's going to be very big news. NATO's going to become very
The
strong with
assassin
us.
changed them. You think so?
And I appreciate doing it. Perhaps you want to talk.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me first, before I go to the spending, I just want to recognize your decisive action on Iran.
Damn.
You are a man of strength, but you're also a man
So
of
they're
peace.
just
Просто
glazing the fuck
пиздец,
out of them.
просто
God
пиздец,
damn.
да.
And the fact that you are now also successful in getting this ceasefire done between Israel and Iran, I really want to commend you for that.
Thank you.
And I think this is important for the whole.
I do have to say that the fact that he blew the fuck out of he blew up all their nuclear shit, and Israel bombed the fuck out of him, and then like 3 days later he declared peace. I'll be real. I didn't think like I hope that would happen, but like I couldn't imagine that to happen. Like I mean that's kind of crazy.
World.
That
And
is.
on
That's a
spending,
lot.
It's absolutely true. I want to state here, without President Trump, this would not have happened. In 3 stages. When you
Iran
became
thanked him
president
for
in
bombing them?
2016, 2017,
Iran thanked him for.
you forced
God.
Europeans and Canadians to pay more. At this moment,
Yeah.
the result of that phase is 1 trillion extra aggregate defense spending by the Canadians and the Europeans. Then came phase 2, when you became president in January last year. Phase 2 is that all the countries not yet on 2% have now committed to the 2%. This is the old goal from Wales in
Well, this is
2014.
fucking obvious. Like, why the fuck are people not paying the amount of money that they need to be paying? Like, it's not even a question. Of course, this is what should happen. I don't even see how is anybody even acting like this is a problem.
7 were
It's
not
common
2%. Some are
sense.
saying
Of
somewhere in the
course.
2030s. Now, this year, all of them, including Canada, including Italy, including Belgium, they have all now committed to the 2%.
Yeah.
And now comes the big splash. Today, we will decide to go to 5%. We
He's
have to keep
disappointed in
ourselves safe
Spain?
from our
Maybe.
adversaries, but also because it is fair to equalize with the United States. With this 5%, the Europeans and the Canadians will equalize their defense spending with the United States.
So
So
they're
this is
finally
not about
spending more money.
American taxpayers paying more. This is about Europeans, Canadians paying more. And again, this would not have happened. I'm really saying this here. And some people might criticize me, but then when I speak with them, they all say, yes, you're right. This would not have happened if you would not have been elected in 2016 and re-elected last year and back into office in January. So I want to thank you.
Oh my God.
Секрет победы
Jesus.
обезвоживания.
Thank you very much. It's a great victory for everybody, I think. And we will be equalized very shortly, and that's the way it has to be. It's going to be a lot of money, too, a lot of defense.
Still,
Iran should nominate Donald Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize. That would be the most entertaining thing and the funniest thing that could happen. No, for real. Like that could be crazy.
Yeah, and we have a great relationship.
You
I mean,
imagine
we've had
that?
a great relationship from the beginning. Highly
That'd be
respected
funny.
man.
Yeah,
and,
Pakistan did. Yeah.
Yeah, we appreciate you being here too, everybody. We really do. We have a tremendous group of people on my left and a tremendous group of people on my right. They might be even better than my people. I don't know. Let's have a fight. Let's figure it out. Anyway, but we appreciate it, and we've had a tremendous relationship, Mark and I,
absolutely.
and we've really worked on this subject for a long time.
This is good.
When Biden was here, it just died like everything else died. And now it's, you're going to take, I guess, a vote today, right?
Absolutely. Today we will decide unanimously to do this. That's my absolute conviction.
So
Pakistan, too?
We can't talk about it until the vote's taken because sometimes, strange things happen with those. But I think you're going to
I'm not too worried.
I think you're going to do very well. Everyone's very happy about it. Go ahead, yes.
Mr. President, how is the Iran-Israel ceasefire going, in your opinion?
I think very good. Very good.
Who's Baldy?
Israel came back yesterday. I was so proud of them because they came back.
I'm so proud of them that they stopped bombing Iran. I didn't know if they'd be able to do it, but they managed to do it. I'm so proud.
Went out because they felt it was a violation. And technically they were right, but it just wouldn't have worked out very well. And they brought the planes back. They had gone on to another journey because there was a little bit of a violation. And I said, you got to get them back. And they came back, and it was a great thing. And it's going very well.
Mr. President, what is your response to the Foreign Minister saying she still wants to enrich nuclear?
Hello, Katie. She's so great, this one. Any question she asks, I'll answer. Well, maybe I better not say it. What was your question?
What is your response to the Iranian Foreign Minister continuing to say Iran will enrich uranium and pursue nuclear weapons?
Well, I don't know if they've said that, but I'll tell you, the last thing they want to do is enrich anything right now. They want to recover. And we won't let that happen, number one. Militarily, we won't. I think we'll end up having somewhat of a relationship with Iran. I see it. Look, I've had a relationship over the last 4 days. They agreed to the ceasefire.
Yeah, I mean, it would be easy if we could just get along with them, and that would just solve the problem right there. Yeah, that'd be fucking great. Thank God. Yeah, if we could just figure this out, yeah.
And it was a very equal agreement.
It's a good way to
They
keep
both
an eye
said
on 'em,
that's
yeah.
enough. They both said it. But no, they won't do that. The last thing they want to do, Katie, is enrich. They're not looking to. They're not. Can you imagine after all that they're going to say, "Oh, let's go and do a bomb." You know, there could be a day in the future, and then somebody else taking our place will be saying, "Don't do it," and maybe they won't do it as well. I don't know, but they're not going to have a bomb, and they're not going to enrich.
Okay.
And we believe all of the stuff is down there. We don't think they had nearly the time, because to get that out is a very difficult thing. It's not like moving a package or taking this carpet up and moving it. It's very difficult. It's very dangerous to do.
Wait, so are you telling me all the people on Twitter that thought that that cargo truck, they just put all of the enriched uranium in the back of the Toyota truck and then drove it down to the other hole? Drove it down to another... You telling me that's... Wait, are you saying that that's actually not what happened? Damn, that's crazy. Wow. I would have never guessed. Damn, dude, where do these people come
it's
from?
all down there.
China picked it up from them?
We had a
I
tremendous...
think that there's a good chance China could have just taken the enriched uranium, because China already has nukes, and Trump could have done some like back channel deal where it's like, okay, you have the enriched uranium, we know this, you've got to sell it to China, and like we're not going to blow it up, you can sell it to China, but you're not having it one way or another. And by the way, like if he did that, I'd be like, okay, fine, that's totally okay. That's literally the easiest, cleanest solution where nobody gets their dick stepped on.
This victory, a tremendous hit.
Что это, блядь? Что это? Понятно. А я, блядь, просто на моем экране вечно, блядь. Просто вечно, блядь.
So, no, I think it was just a tremendous victory for everybody, including Iran. Look, you know, they've got a country.
Trump bombed Iran, and he said that it's a victory for Iran that Trump bombed them.
And they've got oil, and they're very smart people, and they can come back. Israel got hit very hard, especially the last couple of days. Israel was hit really hard. Those ballistic missiles, boy, they took out a lot of buildings. And they've been great.
Не Кливов, ой, не Няуе, не, блядь, не Яда, просто мне полностью ограничивает карта, полностью, нахуй. Опять полностью ограничивает для победы карта вся. Просто гарантированно, нахуй. Это так охуенно просто, так охуенно. Даже это, блядь, охуенно просто.
So it was presented in a completely disingenuous way that totally misled the entire audience of people, and it was done so intentionally. That's some roach
I could have
shit.
Pete talk to it, because
That's
his
some
department
serious
did the report.
roach shit.
They really don't know. I think Israel's going to be telling us very soon, because Bibi is going to have people involved in that whole situation.
Replay the question. So basically somebody leaked an intelligence report where they said they weren't sure how much damage it did at the time. And so they said it could have been a lot or it could have been a little bit. And then it got reported as if it was a little bit. And so context was intentionally omitted in order to create a second agenda.
Obliteration. It was a virtual obliteration. When you take a look at the ground above, don't forget the flame is all underground. But everything above, if you look at the before and the after picture, everything above is burned black. The trees, everything.
Very roach shit.
There's one building, but that's a building that sunk substantially into the granite.
Are we surprised CNN would do this?
Right over it.
No.
It was, I believe it was total obliteration. I believe they didn't have a chance to get anything out because we acted fast. If it would have taken 2 weeks maybe, but it's very hard to remove that kind of material. Very hard and very dangerous for them to remove it.
Because it's like
Plus, they
radioactive.
knew we're coming. And if they know we're coming, they're not going to be down there. There aren't too many people that are going to be down there. Pete, do you have something to say about that?
Well, Mr. President, when you talk to the people who built the bombs, understand what those bombs can do, and deliver those bombs, they landed precisely where they were supposed to. It was a flawless mission. Right down where we knew they needed to enter. And given the 30,000 pounds of explosives and capability of those munitions, it was devastating underneath Fordo. And the amount of munitions, 6 per location, any assessment that tells you it was something otherwise is speculating with other motives. And we know that because when you actually look at
exactly. They're trying to make it look like it didn't happen so they can make them look bad. It's obvious what happened. And especially after they contextualize that report, then it becomes even more evident that this was entirely an agenda right from the beginning.
the report, by the way, it was a top secret report. It was preliminary. It was low confidence. All right, so this is you make assessments based on what you know. They
and
don't.
It said it could be very devastating, very serious.
Moderate to severe, and we believe far more likely severe and obliterated. So this is a political.
Is leak for a reason? Pure politics? Yep.
Of course, we're doing a leak investigation with the FBI right now because this information is for internal purposes, battle damage assessments, and CNN and others are trying to spin it to make the president look bad when this was an overwhelming success.
Thank God, at least, bro. He just went out and said it. That is that's exactly what happened.
We had a tremendous success, and this is the New York Times. I call it the failing New York Times. It's gone to hell. And CNN, which, as you know, very few people are watching. And you would think they'd do the opposite. You would think they'd want to say, this was an unbelievable success. And the thing that hurts me is it's really demeaning to the pilots and the people that put that whole thing together, the generals. That was a perfect operation. And when you look at the holes, and this was done from 52,000 feet.
Do they know who leaked the document? They probably could figure it out to an extent. Like, I mean, if they want to figure it out, they could probably figure it out. Like, maybe not at 100%
Блять, ну просто издеваются, твари. Я не знаю, нахуй, просто твари издеваются, нахуй. Просто твари издеваются, линейную хуйню мне показывают, блядь. Какую же тупую, блядь, линейную хуйню мне показывают. Это просто пиздец, нахуй. В любом случае, я выиграю, блядь, против кота, нахуй, блядь. Какая радость, нахуй. Просто самое худшее, блядь, нахуй, это выиграть против кота, нахуй, и тупоти, нахуй. И второй раз, блядь, второй раз уже. За короткое время. За последний промежуток.
And you know, if it didn't, they wouldn't have settled. If they had won, if we didn't take it out, they wouldn't have settled. Somebody mentioned that to me last night. If that thing wasn't devastated, they would have never settled. Marco, do you have something to say?
No, first of all this stuff about the intelligence, this is what a leaker is telling you.
Я всегда рад за кота, который задевает топ-1, нахуй.
This is what we saw a minute ago. This is probably the whole thing.
И меня заставляют у него отнимать
They read
время.
it, and then they go out and characterize it the way they want it characterized, and they're leakers. This is the game they play. So that's number one. Number two, here's a fact. The conversion facility, which you can't do...
They need to get that guy and charge him. They've got to do that. If they don't do that, like, people are just going to keep leaking shit. That's the problem. It's like as soon as something like this happens, if they don't immediately step on it, then it just gets worse.
Nuclear weapon without a conversion facility, we can't even find where it is, where it used to be on the map. You can't even find where it used to be because the whole thing is just blackened out. It's gone.
It's wiped out.
It's wiped out. Then we dropped 12 of the strongest bombs on the planet, right down the hole in 2 places. Everything underneath that mountain is in bad shape. And I refer you to the statement of the
Когда я там еще против кота выиграл, там тоже Undesirable должен был быть.
He said there was Iran, the way it looked the day before the attack, and what their nuclear program looks like now. 2 very different things.
Yeah, obviously.
They are way behind where they were just 7 days ago.
He is mad.
Now, anything in the world can be rebuilt, but now we know where it is. And if they try to rebuild it, we'll have options there as well. But all this leaker stuff, these leakers are professional stabbers. That's what they are. They go out and they read this stuff, and then they tell you what it says against the law, but they characterize it for you in a way that's absolutely false. There's no way
He's completely right.
Iran comes to the table if somehow nothing had happened. This was complete and total.
That's a good fucking point, yeah. Yeah, you think they really just decided, you think they really just went and decided to give up after this? If it didn't work?
Obliteration. They're in bad shape. They are way behind today compared to where they were just 7 days ago because of what the president did.
Marco, can I just alert you to one other aspect? So the great thing is you took out the nuclear capability.
Yeah, why would they surrender and give up right after this bombing if it didn't work? Think about that. This is the same thing he said before. He's like, oh, they're not building nuclear bombs, then why is it 300 feet in the middle of a mountain? Like, it's just, again, like, bro, some of this stuff is just common sense, in my opinion. It's so obvious.
Well, this was crucial. You did it in a way which is extremely impressive. But the signal sends to the rest of the world that this president, when it comes to it, yes, he is a man of peace, but if necessary, he is willing to use strength. The enormous strength of the American military. So I think
this
that
guy is glazing.
to the rest of the world, this is far beyond Iran, is extremely important. So let me also point us to that aspect of what happened.
They went down, Iran went down to the site afterwards. They said it's so devastated, and they settled when they saw what we did to it. And frankly, if we didn't do that, they would have had a lot of ammunition to keep going. They wouldn't have settled. Somebody brought that up, and 2 Iranians went down to see it, and they called back, and they said, this place is gone. So it's just fake news by CNN, which has got no ratings. It's a failed network. Anybody here from
Зачем мне
CNN?
округлять, блядь? Хуй, блядь. Там, если 5, то оно должно округлять вверх.
Oh, jeez, bro. He's trying to call him out right then and there, huh? Try and just immediately raise your hand, you know?
Really disgraceful network. MSNBC, I think, is actually worse. But they're all pretty bad. But yours is good, Katie, I'll tell you. You know what Marco reminded me? He did such a nice job
классно. А если вот я, блядь, вот так сделаю, он пойдет вверх. Право
I remember that,
чтобы
with the water.
Округление есть, но округление неправильное, потому что, насколько я знаю, при 5 надо округлять вверх.
How long do you think that the Iranian nuclear program has been put back?
Little Marco, yeah, you remember that?
Years or totally.
I think basically decades, because I don't think they'll ever do it again. I just don't think they're going to do it. I think they're going to take their oil, they're going to have some missiles, and they'll have some defense. I think they've had it. I mean, they just went through hell. I think they've had it. The last thing they want to do is enrich. They've been trying to do it. By the way, it's hard to enrich.
Dude, do you think Iran's going to take the deal or wait for a chance to get back at us? I think that if we offer them a trade deal that's beneficial for them, they'll probably go with it. Because, and they'll probably be doing some bullshit. Like, this is probably not the last conflict that we'll have with Iran. Unless, like, their regime collapses. Which, honestly, a trade deal would probably make that less likely. But if we had a deal with them, the probability of them doing anything crazy would go down by a lot. Because they would have more to lose. Like, at the end of the day, like, I mean, this bombing happened and immediately they want to surrender. I mean, I think that says a lot.
And, you know, when you look at a site like that, very, very hard to build.
But the one Trump broke?
Very expensive.
Yeah, Trump didn't like it. Just because there was a deal previously and Trump didn't want to go with the deal doesn't automatically mean that Trump hates deals. Maybe there was something that was problematic or that he didn't like about the deal. I mean, like, it's not like every deal is instantly perfect, right? I mean, come on.
They spent trillions of dollars trying to do this thing, and they didn't come up with it. And we're actually getting along with them very well right now. But had we not succeeded with that hit ended the war. That hit ended the war. I don't want to use an example of Hiroshima. I don't want to use an example of Nagasaki.
I'm not going to say the race of the doctor. It was a Jewish doctor.
But that was essentially the same thing. That ended that war. This ended that with the war. If we didn't take that out, they'd be fighting right now.
Mr. President?
Yeah.
If the Iranians do rebuild, would the United States...
If they rebuild?
Would the United States strike again? And I have also a question about Russia.
But I'm not going to have to worry about that.
Sure. Sure, yeah, if they do it again, yeah, we'll blow them up again. Yeah, sure. Like, bro, okay.
It's gone for years. Very tough to rebuild because the whole thing has collapsed. In other words, inside, it's all collapsed. Nobody can get in to see it because
Просто невозможно нормально реализовать маневки, блядь, просто классно, просто максимально криво.
Yeah, that's probably
and the
true.
tunnels are totally collapsed.
Этого человека я могу реализовать, его продать, забрать.
This was an unbelievable hit
Монетку
by
пихнуть никуда не могу.
genius pilots and genius people in the military, and they're not being given credit for it because we have scum that's in this group, and not all of you are. You had some great reporters, but you have scum. CNN is scum. MSDNC is scum. The New York Times is scum. They're bad people. They're sick. And what they've done is they're trying to make this unbelievable victory into something less. Now, even they admit that it was hit very hard. Okay? but it wasn't hit on. It was hit brutally, and it knocked it out. The original word that I use, I guess it got us in trouble because it's a strong word. It was obliteration, and you'll see that. And it's going to come out.
Гарантированные десятки нахуй идут просто. Десятки гарантированные. Я не должен получать минус 10 нахуй. Я не должен. Этот стол достаточно для того, чтобы я не получал минус 10. Ну, я получаю нахуй, на похуй. Просто на похуй берут мне и рисуют минус 10.
So they already checked and they know that.
I want it for the pilots. I want it for the military. They did such a good job. If you were in the situation room with me, with the generals and all of the people that did such a good job, and then they get demeaned by these idiots at CNN who can't get ratings. The place is dying. Nobody wants to even waste their time going on their shows.
Oh my
so they
God.
form with the New York Times, who's dying also. Without Trump, you wouldn't have a New York Times.
And then just changing gears to
The funny thing is that he's probably right. All of these media companies love Trump so much because they can farm him. That's the reason. Yeah, they're probably so happy he won.
meeting with Zelensky later today. Can you give us any preview of what the two of you might be discussing?
No, well, we'll discuss the obvious. We'll discuss his difficulty. He's got a little difficulty. Zelensky. He's a nice guy. I mean, I'm going to meet him today. I don't know. I assume we're going to be discussing Ukraine.
Zelensky wore a suit to this one. Yep.
Yes.
I mean, it seems like the most likely subject.
Really? I'll show you. I'll pull it up. Give me a second. Let me see if I find it. Just real quick. Where is it? Bro knew Trump was pissed off today, so he wore a suit. Yeah, did he say thank you too? I bet he did. Yeah, I bet he fucking did.
Ну, чел он просто в Eurogame все раздается идеально, просто идеально. Просто в Eurogame. Сразу чела в четверку заходит, блять, находясь, блять, просто хуй пойми где, блять, просто. Сразу с четверки получают идеальные карты. Я в пятерке не могу получать карты. Просто прекрасно. На, играй крейсер, нахуй, блядь, просто классно. Прикольная игра,
Iran, but he was very nice. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk. I think progress is being made. I think great progress is being made on Gaza. I think because of this attack that we made, I think we're going to have some very good news. I was talking to Steve Witkoff.
Yeah, because Hamas isn't going to be getting any more money and weapons from Iran. That's the reason why. And also, by the way, deserved. Hamas didn't go and help Iran. Hamas didn't do shit. Bro, Iran funded you for years. They gave you money for years. Dude, these guys were giving you money all the time. The moment that Iran is down bad.
Nice.
Jeez, guys. I don't know what. Yeah, my phone wasn't working. I didn't get the call. Scared Trump?
Very здорово, просто троллинг, издевательство, ёбаный нахуй.
By the way, it's terrific. And who knows more about this subject than anybody, the subject of what we were just talking about. He was on last night with Jesse and with Laura and with Sean. And boy, Susie, he has a great take on it. He just explains it so easily. He's really very knowledgeable. But he did tell me that Gaza is very close.
The pagers went off? Yeah.
Don't we have to go to
One follow-up on Iran. Both you and Secretary Rubio and Hexet mentioned the leak. But can you clarify, is the intelligence correct or is the intelligence wrong?
Well, the intelligence was very inconclusive.
It's liquid, right? I mean, you don't know what's happening. I mean, it's fluid or whatever you want to call it. Like, I mean, they don't know what happened yet because it hasn't happened. Like, they can't check. Like, you're not going to know 5 seconds afterwards to be sure.
Says we don't know. It could have been very severe.
It's underground.
That's what the intelligence
Какие
said.
твари гадкие, нахуй, ну какие твари гадкие, нахуй, блядь, какие твари гадкие, нахуй, блядь, просто гадость. Просто гадость, нахуй,
But I do think that the logic of why do you think they
гадость,
surrendered so fast after the bombing, I think that's really good logic. I'm going to be honest.
Ну просто ноль векторов, ноль векторов, ноль векторов, ноль.
Because you never listen to what people say, listen to what they do.
Ноль. Ноль.
would say, isn't that a great thing? I mean,
Просто ноль
and
векторов,
more
нахуй.
importantly for the pilots,
Просто
for the
ноль
military,
векторов.
you take their guts
Ноль
out.
векторов,
You take
нахуй.
their absolute guts
Просто
out. They had a
ноль
tremendous
ёбаных
attack. It was a complete
Ноль
obliteration.
fucking
The
векторов.
other team, the other group, Iran said, let's stop this. And you know
Невыносимо
what Israel
просто.
said?
Просто
it too?
берут и издеваются
Very
нахуй.
smart.
И,
They fought like hell, and then they
хорошо
said, let's
все.
stop.
Все хорошо,
And
блядь.
they're
Все в
going to build
порядке, блядь.
themselves. And I
Все в
really see
порядке,
it as
блядь.
sticking. I mean, we may do papers on it, Marco. Maybe we're going to do papers. I don't even know if you need them. They're not going to be fighting each other. They've had it.
Все в
They've
порядке,
had a
нахуй.
big fight, like two kids in a schoolyard. You know, they fight like hell. You can't stop them. Let them fight for about 2-3 minutes. Then it's easy to stop them.
And then Daddy has to sometimes use strong language to
You have
get
to use
stuff.
strong language. Every once in a while, you
Did he just do what I think he just did?
Зато 2 нала предложили. На, играй 2 налами, пока у всех демоны, нахуй, идеальные, блядь, и лемы, блядь, все остальное. На, играй 2 налами, нахуй. Блядь, просто цик, нахуй. Без тринкетов, без всего.
then it's easy to stop them.
And then Daddy has to sometimes
Ёбаный,
use
блядь,
strong
просто,
language to
блядь,
get
просто
stuff.
ёбаный бред, нахуй. Какой же
Oh
ёбаный
my
бред,
God.
я не могу, нахуй. На, играй 2 налами, нахуй, пока
Wow.
челом рисует по 2 налу картина мира, что у всех
jeez.
статы 100-100,
And,
нахуй, блядь.
questions
Пока
afterwards, yeah,
под меня
it's so
готовят
good, bro.
демонов
Yeah,
1000 на 1000,
Jatchuk,
нахуй.
really, yeah.
You have to use a certain word.
I think we have to join the others.
Yes, we're going to join some other group. Yes, thank you. Katie, one
One last question. Do you believe
I
that
only,
the strike...
she's so good, that's the only reason I pay.
Thank you, Mr. President.
She used to be very difficult for me. Go ahead.
Do you believe that this strike on the Iranian nuclear program will lead to the release of the
Я не
hostages
знаю,
in
нахуй.
Gaza?
I think that it helped a little bit. It showed a lot of power. Yeah, I think it helped. But we're going to get separately, even before this, we were very close
They
to
call
making a
him
deal on
Daddy?
Gaza.
Oh my God.
I think this helped, yes. Okay, thank you, Katie. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Oh my God. Not what I would expect. I'll tell you that. Iran still wants to kill us no matter what. Yeah, I mean, they're going to put... The thing is that they can go out and say that, but as long as we're able to work with them on the back end, then there's not really too big of a problem, right? I mean, let's be honest. I thought that was actually pretty good. Yeah,
Ну,
all those
пошли
questions and
колеса,
everything
которые
were
мне не
great.
нужны, блядь.
I was kind
В
of
этом
surprised,
сетапе
honestly.
обоссанном.
Like,
Боже,
yeah,
нахуй, это
I
пиздец.
expected it to be
Блядь,
like
просто пиздец,
way,
нахуй. Кидают так второго
way
другого,
worse.
который
But
мне
yeah, I
тоже,
mean, all those questions
блядь,
really
без...
made a lot of sense. Let me go back.
Просто
I'll see
все
if
в
we can pull
обратном
these up.
порядке, нахуй.
And
Почему
get
все,
into
блядь,
this.
нахуй
Check the,
последовательно
there's
раздается,
post-talk
у меня все
interview.
карты, блядь, в
All the
обратном
actual
порядке
deals are made.
раздаются,
He made
нахуй.
suggestions for Democrats
Просто
to win.
классно.
Wait, Trump
Просто
made
замечательно,
suggestions for
нахуй.
Democrats to win?
Это пиздец
Okay.
какой-то,
All right,
нахуй.
give me a second. I'll be right back.
Просто
The assassination
ёбнуться.
certainly did him good. Yeah, I mean, that was a big deal. It really was. Like, that assassination was a turning point for sure.
Возвращайся в таверну, бесстрашный воин. Завербуешь это существо, и будет триплет. А еще новый друг.
Насколько все в обратном порядке? Вот насколько, блядь, насколько нахуй в наглую, в тупую, в обратном порядке все у меня раздается, нахуй. Просто классно. Все не по порядку, все криво, нахуй, просто классно. Челы собирают карты, блядь, намеренно не в правильном порядке, нахуй. Им раздается все, блядь, просто последовательно, безрассудно, нахуй. Просто от и до. Мне вот так вот дают намеренно, блядь. Просто намеренно дают драконов, когда у меня когда здесь критично важно, когда добав, которых нету. Просто на пол. Ну, look at this, я не знаю, нахуй, просто, ну, я не знаю, нахуй, как с этими даунами общаться, нахуй, просто, как, блин, просто заебись, нахуй. Просто как с этим дауном, нахуй, общаться. Это просто ужас. Зачем я вообще общаюсь, нахуй? Если чел рофлит. О чем вообще общаться, нахуй? С придурком. Да, просто цирк ебаный шептал.
Нравишься этому существу.
Элем, блять. Элем, нахуй. Элем. Элем, дракон, блять. Классно. Look at this.
гнев дракона.
Я сделаю так даже. Отпустилась опять, смотрите, отпустилась кнопка. И отпустилась именно, блять, когда отменяется ход. Блять, просто, блять, я не знаю, нахуй, я не знаю, блять, просто какие твари. Просто отпусти кнопка, блять, блять, я не знаю, нахуй, это просто пиздец, нахуй, это просто пиздец, это просто пиздец, блять. Тоже гадко, нахуй.
Wait, hold on.
Ну как же гадко, нахуй. Просто смотрите на эту хуйню ебаную, смотрите на это. Хуйню, блядь. Смотрите на эту хуйню, я что я качаю? Я воздух качаю, блядь, просто классно. О, блядь, просто. О, блядь. Просто поехали, нахуй, блядь, просто мерзость, нахуй.
Guys, everybody prepare your points. Guys, you're putting points in the chat and gamma points for top 6 or not top 6 to win points. Get in the motherfucking chat, open the motherfucking chat, and start putting your points. If you're not gambling, you're not chatting. We don't chat with fucking noobs and pussies. You're putting all your points or you're not chatting. It's betting time. The tables are open and they're hot, and you're gonna be part of it. Holy shit! Oh yeah, give me the gambling overlay on.
Let's be honest, you don't give a rat's
Не знаю, про все драконы поисчезали, нахуй, просто в 2-3 нету, нахуй, пиздец, нахуй. И здесь рисовка топ-1, нахуй, блять, блять, просто, суки ёбаные, нахуй, блять, просто суки. Блять, просто конченые суки, нахуй, не могу. Fucking can't. 2, 6.
I gambled 1,000 points. By the way, I have 1.3 million.
I got it.
Unban me so I can gamble 5 head.
Смотрите на этот сетап ебаный, нахуй. Просто на похуй все идеально. Бля, это просто пиздец какой-то, нахуй. И я вижу 6-ю таверну, нахуй. Для чего 6-я таверна эквивалентна 6-й таверны, нахуй. Просто классно. Да просто пиздато, нахуй. Суки ебаные, нахуй.
Chat, I feel like the handling is what's balanced here. I'm gonna give it a buck, chat, guys. I'm gonna say how it is. I think this is an almost meta, but it's not full meta because the handling is really bad, and handling is so important in this one.
On win. Gamba time.
Wait, that sounds really good. Hold on. Handling is a lot better here. Wait, this is a lot better.
Man, you looking pathetic. Your face.
Because I'm testing the game. I'm just trying to see the wall ride, how it works. Wait. I saw it, I saw it, I saw it, I saw it, I saw it.
Shut up, it's time to get rich again by doubting. Sniper's own you execute.
Chat, do I need to get another panel to get the bonus here or what? No, it's not that game, I'm already in the lobby. These guys are in a game and they gotta finish first. See what we got in chat now. It disappeared. It disappeared. Hello?
Ну, я не готов это брать нахуй. Я не готов нахуй уже теперь это брать. Просто прекрасно.
Chat, I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. Yes, if you voted on belief, I'm not gonna lie. You might have been wrong. This card doesn't steer properly at all.
My wife said she will leave me if I lose the house on this bet.
Even though the Excel speed is almost balanced, the handling is not. So this card's not. It's far off the meta. It's like about half a point off the meta. But I'm the fucking GOAT, so you're good. Wait, I'm on the wrong TV. No, chat. I'm playing on my oh no. I'm not playing on my monitor right now.
Join my Minecraft server, Minecraft offline internet.
Chat, this is called coin stacking. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. Let me log in for a player right here. Let me log in for a player.
Истинный геймер поступил бы так, друзья.
You should try doing predictions with 4 different options. The option to bet on 1 through 6, 7 through 12.
No, we used to have that. It's not as good.
And 19 through
so
20.
we used to have that. Don't know.
It'll be more interesting with these 24-player races.
We might. Mods, try a new layout. Mods, try 1, 6, 7, 12, 13, 19, 13, 18, 19, 24.
They threw away traditional
or just knockout.
This interstate highway simulator.
Yeah, mods, try knockout format for knockout. Let's keep it as. Oh, I have an idea. For this particular race, there's so many. How about that? Top 3, because chat, podium is top 3, which is nice. Top 3, top 8, on the top 8. Okay, 1 to 3. Oh, for the monitor, you're right.
SMH fell off Sash. Don't think we have forgotten.
Побольше статов, блять, ну побольше статов нахуй рисованных, блять, против максимума, который я мог сделать. Побольше статов нахуй. Побольше статов на 7к, побольше статов. Побольше статов на 7к, блять, нахуй, против мин-макса моего, блять. Просто побольше, нахуй, побольше. Побольше, нахуй, отнято в топ-1 моих заслуженных максимальных. Блять, класс, просто класс.
Yo, any slipstream? Like, holy shit, this game.
Ай, блядь, тоже, блядь, тоже это заебало, тоже это заебало.
Oh my god.
Unplayable, нахуй, просто класс.
Them shovels right is there.